Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Parkside Cabin Rentals. Millions of people the world over turn to TripAdvisor to help them make their decisions about where to go, where to stay when it's vacation time. Well, guess what? Guess who's a 2024 Traveler's Choice Award winner? Same as 2023. Yep, Parkside Cabin Rentals. Find out why travelers the world over love Parkside Cabin Rentals. Visit ParksideCabinRentals.com today. Book a stay. Man, you could pick the cabin of your dreams. All the amenities you want, the location you want, the size you want. They've got choices like you wouldn't believe. ParksideCabinRentals.com. Look at it today. I promise you, you'll be happy you did. All right, the University of Tennessee has sold out its season tickets for football for the second year in a row. They've had 13 players drafted the last 3 years. We just talked about the Vols possibly having the number one pick in next year's draft. They've won 27 games over the last 3 years, including an Orange Bowl and a Citrus Bowl. They've had a top 10 recruiting class. My question is, this is the healthiest, Jimmy, this is the healthiest Tennessee football has been since?
More than 20 years. I'm going to go with a range here. I'm going to go from
No, I want an exact day and time.
September the 7th, 1995. No.
6:45 p.m.
From 1995 Peyton Manning sophomore year to 01.
Wow.
This is the best range that they've had. That's the range. Now, it's the best since then. So since 2001, I don't think they've been as good as what they are right now with their program. I see more optimism. I see recruiting doing well. I see season tickets. So you had some pockets of success.
Yeah.
In 07, they went to an SEC championship game. But I like where they are right now better because you saw Philip Fulmer's years fading. Since then, they didn't hire a coach, in my opinion, at this level. So I'm going to go since then.
My opinion? Major.
I'm going to go.
Since when? You went further back than I thought. That's cool.
I'm going to go over or just under 20 years. I'm going to say going into the 2005 season because that season obviously they face planted, but they were coming off a 10. They were coming off
That's
a 10.
why I didn't include this.
Yeah. But they were coming off a 10-win season. They were national title contenders. People thought going into that year. So I'd say going into that year,
Okay.
that's the last time. And they were, I think, back-to-back 10-win seasons before that.
Yep.
So I think that was about the right time.
My answer is the same as Ryan's going into 05. So the 05 off season, the 04 season created a lot of optimism. The program was still viewed as a national championship contender at a higher level than right now. So I'm not considering the 05 result because we don't know the result of this season either.
Yeah.
But going in, the excitement from what they did the previous year, the talent of the roster was at a high level. We know the result afterward. But going into 05, the excitement of what Tennessee football was compared to the best in the country, I think, was at a higher level than right now. But so going back close to 20 years, similar to Jimmy, same as Ryan.
I'm going to go with what Jimmy said. I think that's where they are right now as far as being the healthiest they've been since then. Obviously, they're not there yet. But I think if you look at what you've got as far as some young talent, you got to see it play. It's got to develop, et cetera, et cetera. But, yeah, I'm going to go with what Jimmy said. I think they look the best to me since that era.
Wow. I was thinking that people would say maybe that, 03, you had a down year in 05, but 03, 04, 10 wins each. 05 was a down year. 06, 07 were 9, 10. I thought it would be kind of there, the 03 to 07. But I'll give you one that'll bring everybody back down to earth. If you're talking about when it appeared to be this healthy, you could say right about mid-season 2016.
Yep.
You were on an 11-game win streak. Tennessee you basically won a season undefeated, stretched over 2 years. You'd had 2 top 10 recruiting classes. You'd won, Butch didn't lose a bowl game. So right there, going into that Texas A&M game of that season, you could make a case that was feeling pretty good. It was a high water mark. Now, behind the scenes, it was falling apart. And then on the field, starting with Jalen Hurts saying, I'm out. Then it really nosedived. Yeah. But that would be kind of a warning sign that it looks good, but looks can be deceiving. But I didn't go as far back as you guys did. I think that says you think it's in a really, really healthy place. If you're thinking it's in that caliber of 95 to 01, that's the highest it's ever been.
I think a healthy place
Yeah.
with a big upside. But,
95 to 01 is the best the program has ever been.
Yeah, and I think you potentially could maybe not hit the heights but your projection could be here, whereas that was here. You may come under that, but I think you're looking like, okay, this is the team that's going to be 8, 9, 10, wins, that kind of thing.
Well, and my projection is based on my belief that Nico Iamaleava is going to be really good.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask this. Let's say this year you win 9 games again, which I have a lot of people screaming. But I wouldn't be surprised about it. This is his first year as a starter. I would think next year, and I've always said this last year, that Nico's it's the 2025 season that I'm kind of pointing to. If you have a 9-win season next year, I don't know that I change my result here. I think you're still going to be saying just as healthy. Because 9, compared to where you've been going into this, I don't think if you're still selling out your tickets, if you're still entertaining football, you get the number 1 pick in the draft
And
or a
if
top
Nico
5
looks like
draft
he's
pick.
a really good player, yeah.
There you go.
I was tempted to say, I thought about your 2016 idea. That really did cross my mind. But I think that this is different because you have more stability. I think there's a sense of stability that wasn't there in 2016. And that 2016 team had some stars, too. So there's an argument for that. But I just think the program's overall in a better spot. And 07 crossed my mind, too. I just think after 05, things started to kind of come unraveled a little bit with Philip Fulmer.
Yeah, and that was, you get into different things.
Yeah.
Was that the program fix, or was it just you went and got David Cutcliffe as a
Right.
rental for 2 years, and then he left and it fell back apart again?
Yeah, the ground seems sturdier
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
right now compared to 15-16 or 06-07.
Agree with that. Okay. You've convinced me. When we come back, UT football is healthy, but what about NCAA sports in general? They don't appear healthy. However, new changes coming down the road, looming changes, they're going to fix everything. And I mean that. I can't believe the things I'm reading this week. It's like, well, that would take care of this, and we'd probably take care of that. Is it as good as it sounds? Going back